Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Today's article and video will be about Viktor Orban, the Prime Minister of Hungary. My Hungarian friends know, and Romanian friends, and all of you, but I'm pointing out these two groups, to these nations, they will know exactly what I mean when I say that praising Viktor Orban, the Prime Minister of Hungary, will make my ancestor roll in their graves. That's a reality, and unfortunately, not unfortunately, I would say fortunately, not unfortunately, when you see value, you should recognize it, regardless if it's value coming from your competitors, enemies, whatever you want to call them. Hungarians are not my enemy. Historically, they are the Romanians' enemies, and vice versa. But nevertheless, for me, this is the idea. I don't care if you are Hungarian or you're German or whatever you are. If you have valor, I don't care. Even if your valor was proven against my people or myself. It's like you go and fight. I fought a lot in my life. You know, I've been in competitions and all that. In no protection, nothing like that. It's Kyokushin karate. So just Google it and see how the fights are over there. And knock you out and injure you and so on. The thing is, you appreciate your opponent's value. You know, because it makes you improve yourself. And your opponent was worth fighting. If your opponent is weak, you have no value. But the opponent is great, very good, then beating that guy or competing against that guy brings you value, makes you discover your weaknesses that you can work on in the future. I will tell you a story after this about my Kyokushin karate experience, if you want to hear it, and if you don't, I will say it nevertheless. So let's go about talking about this guy called Viktor Orban. If you, out of all these guys, and as I said, people who are familiar with Romanian and Hungarian history know exactly what I'm talking. A Romanian praising a Hungarian leader. It's like, oh my God, what can you know, death sentence. So he is visiting, Viktor Orban, the Prime Minister of Hungary, is visiting the United States, and he showed up at the CPAC in Texas. So this comes from The Hill, from August 4th, 2022. Hungary's Orban tells CPAC, we must coordinate a movement of our troops to fight liberal order. That's exactly what I said here. We guys have to create something, and we speak up against this perversion of self-improvement. Let's put it nicely. So, Viktor Orban, Hungary's controversial. Controversial for you, normal for us. Prime Minister of an ally of former President Trump, issued a call for conservatives in Europe and the United States to unite in the fight against the liberal global order. In remarks delivered to the Conservative Political Action Conference in Texas on Thursday. Now, a lot of people who consider themselves conservative or Republican are doing so because they have no alternative. I gotta tell you that. That's the only alternative to the liberal BS. But the Republican Party thinks that we are with them. We're not with them. A lot of people are not with the Republican Party, are with the Republican Party because that's the route through which we get Trump. A lot of us are with Trump first, and then the medium is the Republican Party. They think, oh no, it's the Republican Party. No. For us, I'm going to speak only about myself right now. Republican Party is the same as the Democratic Party. It's a twin brother or twin sibling, to be neutral, with the same parents of a twin, twin sibling. The only difference is it has the mustache. That's the only thing. Or a beard or a goatee. They have the same sponsors, the same ideology, the same thing. Everything goes left, left, left. Look at where our United States laws and our Constitution turned. Turn it right or left since its inception? Left. All our rights were limited and limited and limited. Liberal style, not Republican. So they lost all the time. As I said, Republicans are just playing ball. So when these are our rights right here, from here to here. This is when the Democrats are coming, their rights are going like this. When the Republicans are coming, are not pushing back or expanding our rights, are just holding it. And then again, the Democrats are coming, go back, down, 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 down. The Republicans are coming, it stays there. The Democrats are coming, goes down, 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 down. That's what it is. That's what it is. And I haven't been living too long in this country. So, Viktor Orban, controversial. For you, not for you. For you. You, not for us. Prime Minister and ally of former President Trump issued a call for conservatives in Europe and the United States to unite in the fight against the liberal global order in remarks delivered to Orban, CPAC. Orban, who has exercised authoritarian rule. What? Give me an example. He's an elected official. Everything he did, it was legal. What authoritarian rule are you talking about? What is Reuters? No, The Hill. Laura. Oh, that's Laura Kelly. That's the author of the... Laura Kelly. Give me examples, Laura Kelly. Support your statements, Laura. Orban, who was exercised authoritarian rule, like over Hungary, and employed rhetoric evoking Nazi propaganda. What do you mean? Like he's been voted to defend their Hungarian traditions and culture? Is that Nazi? They don't want to mix with, I don't know, Africans or Asians. Why is it a good thing? Because you say so, Laura. They don't want to do that. Is that something wrong? Free will? Free people, or we're not free? Laura determines what's right and what's wrong. Of course, Laura is a liberal, I'm guessing, by her the way she writes her article. Employed rhetoric evoking Nazi propaganda, criticized the Biden administration and displaying weak leadership on the global stage and putting Brussels on the seat of the European Union under ideological pressure. And I'm quoting, "We must take back the institutions in Washington and Brussels." Okay, Orban said. The Hungarian leader's remarks were largely met with cheers from the audience, which also issued loud boos when Orban brought up billionaire philanthropic and democratic donor George Soros. Philanthropic. Okay, this Soros, they call him Hungarian. He's a Jew. He's a Jew born in Hungary. And when the Nazis did what they did in Hungary, he collaborated with the Nazis. And he was snitching to the Nazis where other Jews were. And Mr. Soros said that those were the great times of his life in Budapest under the German/Nazi regime. So this is George Soros. George Soros wants something that I don't want, and I'm pretty sure you don't want. So this Soros, who's a, how do you call this? He is an opportunistic individual. And my father said opportunistic. That means you take advantage of the situation. You have no values. You just take advantage and you do for your own sake. So this guy, I'm not a fan of Soros, just start with that. Right. Soros, who is Jewish and Hungarian American, is a high-profile target of the conservative right, with some criticism trying in anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. Here we go again. If you criticize someone, anyone on this planet, let's say you criticize me, I will not say, hey, you're anti-Romanian, stop criticizing me. But if you criticize Soros for his, well, whatever reason, you're anti-Semitic. Immediately. Criticizing is not meaning that you're going to send them to the ovens. Alright? Jesus Christ. Soros. Alright, Orban called Soros his opponent and attacked him as having an, I'm quoting, army at his service, citing civil society and largely independent institutions like non-governmental organizations, universities, and the civil service. Yes, he sponsors guys to ascend in a society, and then those guys who parrot back the right ideology, they are going to do what Mr. Soros intends to do. And what he intends to do? I can't talk it, it's YouTube. So, on the other hand, he said he railed against the free media, vilified George Soros equated communist with liberals, okay, and promoted culture war and civilizational confrontation, all the while staying silent on the close relationship to Vladimir Putin and the Chinese leadership, the group said in a statement. The group, okay, yes, the group is Action for Democratic Board of Advisory Council. I agree with, what's his name, Orban, Hungary's Prime Minister. I agree with whatever he said, and a Hungarian leader said he had come to Texas to tell the audience how you should fight. My answer is play by your own rules. We must coordinate the movement of our troops because we face the same challenge. Well. So just to sum up, the mother is a woman, the father is a man, and leave our kids alone. Full stop. End of discussion. This is what he said. Well, how can you be? We in the neighborhood of Ukraine are desperately in need of strong leaders who are capable of negotiating a peace deal. We need a strong American and strong leader. The Biden administration, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, I'm sorry. I think Orban has his point. Orban fights for his own people, and I think his message is a healthy message. It's not that we are all 100% right. Sometimes we say certain things that, are not right. You did that, I did that, we all did that. So, he's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So if he said something that's not right out of normality, well, maybe he's just challenging the status quo. But I don't know. I like the guy, and I like his, I didn't see them, or I didn't feel them, but by his actions, he gives me hope. And Hungary, 10 million people or something. I wish there were more Orbans in this world. That's why we have to speak up, and we have to support one another. We have to make our voices heard in support of people that we think, can make a change. And we, together with them, will make a change. I'm pretty sure of that. And besides, I think we are, how should I put it? The more prepared people. See how nice I made it? I put it, instead of saying this or that or that. I don't want to say, Nietzsche said, Übermensch. Oh my God! Ooh! I said it. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. We gotta be strong, man. Strong!